got promoted to CEO. She went home and her mother was there. And she said, Mom, I got this promotion. The Indian mother in her mother turned around and said,
yes,
you go and change, you come and fix dinner. In this house, you're a mother and a wife.
Yes.
She got promoted to CEO. She went home and her mother was there. And she said, Mom, I got this promotion. The Indian mother in her mother turned around and said,
yes,
you go and change, you come and fix dinner. In this house, you're a mother and a wife.
Yes.
She remained a wife. She remained this mother, nurturing mother.
Yes.
Of course, apologizing for not being able to make it to all the school
events.
Yeah, I don't make it to most of the school events.
Do you feel guilty sometimes?
No.
I missed my sons and daughters' football match, and I was almost feeling guilty because I was in Mombasa the whole of 2-3 days ago.
Yeah.
But if you're not feeling guilty and they're in South Africa, who might feel guilty and I'll see them in the evening? I think we put a lot of baggage on ourselves.
Pressure.
A lot of pressure that is unnecessary.
It's unnecessary. Yeah. Our children are as resilient, as intelligent as we are, but we don't realize that. And give us the men.
Yeah. And let's turn the shift to the women.
Right.
Are there women you have seen within the ecosystem in the marketplace who embrace femininity and show that you can be powerful but gracious?
Oh, yes, of course.
You can have nurture and wisdom and resilience, and not being vindictive, aggressive, activist-oriented, but still passing your point, but with grace. What's your take about that?
I think for the first time, I'll take you very, very far.
Yes.
So the former CEO of PepsiCo, Indra Nooyi, she has always been my inspiration.
Yes.
Indra, an Indian woman, an immigrant in the US, becoming a CEO of PepsiCo.
From India.
From India.
Yeah, she broke cultural barriers,
race, everything. She used to wear a sari to interviews.
Yes.
Yeah. She didn't change who she was.
Yeah.
She was Indra, the girl from India, and she, and then reading her book. And even I used to listen to her a lot when she was still CEO of PepsiCo.
Yeah.
And of course, I still follow her to date. But I think what has really stood out for me, and I really was like, man, this is the woman that I think has everything. I actually at some point was like, what did she do to have this kind of a life? Married, traditional Indian family.
Yeah, where they actually pay the dowry.
Yes, married to Raj. And when their mom needed help, her mother would come in to support with her daughters. Raj would be running around with the kids and everything. And what stood out for me is, when she got promoted to CEO, she went home and her mother was there. And she said, Mom, I got this promotion. The Indian mother in her mother turned around and said,
yes,
you go and change, you come and fix dinner. In this house, you're a mother and a wife.
Yes.
And she didn't tell the mother, what do you think? I've just been appointed CEO of PepsiCo.
Yeah.
She has this way of being gracious enough to be mother to her 2 daughters, to be Raj's wife, to be a daughter to her mom, and still be a very traditional Indian woman, but still be a very influential global leader.
So she had the emotional intelligence, cultural intelligence to know that I am from the Indian setting. And even if I'm promoted, you might not embrace a new culture that might distort the cultural fabric, the social fabric of her family and, her community.
Absolutely. Yeah. So she remained a wife, she remained this mother, nurturing mother.
Yes.
Of course, apologizing for not being able to make it to all the school events. I don't make it to most of the school events.
Do you feel guilty sometimes?
No. We have even when the children were in school in Kenya, half the time I was not here. I feel like my daughter's time in prep school, I was never there.
Yeah.
But she could see I was not there because I was trying to do other things to make things better.
You know what? Yeah, you're vindicating me. Today I missed my sons and daughters' football match, and I was almost feeling guilty because I was in Mombasa the whole of, 2-3 days ago.
Yeah.
But if you're not feeling guilty and they're in South Africa, who might feel guilty and you'll see them in the evening? I think we put a lot of baggage on ourselves.
Pressure.
A lot of pressure that is unnecessary.
It's unnecessary. Yeah. Our children are as resilient, as intelligent as we are, but we don't realize that.
Yeah.
I would miss my daughter's Kenyan things, not South Africa.
Yeah.
South Africa can be forgiven because it's far.
Yeah.
But here, I would miss because I'm in a strategy meeting right here in Nairobi.
Yeah.
She's here in Kileleshwa and I couldn't make it.
Yeah.
So I think also some of these things that you're feeling guilty.
Yeah.
And possibly you be there on your phone the whole time.
Yeah.
So when I'm present, I am so present, I am felt.
Mm-hmm.
When I'm not present, I have apologized. Like Indra would take note of ask the teacher which other mother did not make it to the match. Because the daughter would come home and say, Mom, you didn't come. And the mother would be like, oh, but I also know.
She had a rebuttal.
Yeah, Andrew's mother was not there. Amy's mother did not show up. And even Nathan's dad wasn't there. And the daughter would be like,
that's clever.
Yeah.
I need to do that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can be guilt-tripped by those young ones.
I know.
But of course, yes, you need to be there for them. But I like the story. Indra, we celebrate.
Indra, no, yeah.
Yeah. Very nice. I think that's a great example. I think for me, one of the best examples, I started you off on push-ups. I think Michelle Obama really.
Oh, yes, of course.
That's it for me. She has been corporate, first lady, writing books, speaking all over the world, and you can still see they are keen on family values.
Yes.
And I think that's something interesting. And also Obama
absolutely
is a good model of masculinity.
Absolutely.
I am using a global example, but because of time, I'm not going to more examples. Of course, I mentioned a few in Kenya.
Absolutely.
But
yeah, and I was going to give you many more examples, but like you said, we don't have the whole world. Locally, many great women that I have worked with and I have grown together with. So I think if we sat here, we can count countless numbers of both women and men who both embody positive masculinity and positive femininity.
Yes.
Yeah.
Shifting gears to the toxic versions of masculinity and femininity, and not for purposes of us giving it mileage or premium or capital, no, but just to enlighten our audience. What are these habits that we want to signal people to avoid? I don't know whether you have any behaviors you've seen in men that really unsettle you, and you would not want your son to catch those.
Yes. Several.
Yes.
I think that, of course, abuse, whether it's abuse as physical, whether it is emotional.
Yeah.
I also do not want men who prey on young girls or vulnerable women, whether it is to take away their money, to bring them down. I think that there are so many things I wouldn't want my son to be.
Yeah.
And especially dealing with women, because I'm a mother of both a girl and a boy.
Yes.
So I'm very careful to not be inclined towards this gender not doing this, and then I'm quiet about the other gender. So for me, I want my son to be that man that respects, that man that is honest, a man that treats women in his life, starting with his mother, his sister, his grandmothers, with respect.
Yeah, and that's how every girl should judge a man when they want to date them. How does he treat
his mother.
His mother.
Yeah.
And his sisters.
Yes.
That is a great sign. Yes.
Absolutely. So and I always now gauge Nathan by who he is today. I want to see how he treats his sister, how he treats me. And I know I can extrapolate the guy he's going to be in future. So I don't want toxic men around. I don't want men telling my son, you can't go to the kitchen, because where I come from traditionally, they will tell you the kitchen belongs to the woman. You don't want that kind of narrative on your son. I want my son to know that any expectations he has on a woman have to be realistic, especially in the modern day world. There are no rules that are clear-cut man or clear-cut woman. They are very thin lines in between.
Very ambiguous.
Yeah, they're very ambiguous. Yeah.
Any other toxic masculine feature you'd want exorcised from your son or from our sons? something you don't like at all.
Yeah, the element of control. It's not very just unique to the men.
Yeah.
I think it's human.
Yeah.
But I feel like men, because of the gender roles that have been whatever over the years, men can be very controlling.
What if you're choleric? An alpha male.
Don't we also have choleric?
An alpha female.
Yeah, but I think also it's looking at yourself as an individual. You see,
yes.
If you are toxically controlling, it's no longer care.
Because men not
tell
attractive.
You, it's very unattractive, and men tell you, "Oh, I keep calling you this many times because I care about you." Really, there's a line, a very bold line between caring, being obsessively controlling.
Yeah.
And I think that for me, it's a very scaring trait. Men who want to know, who are you with, where are you, what time are you coming, why didn't you pick your phone? Unless it's a puppet or it's a robot that you have, how can you expect that every step of what somebody does in their day, you want to control?
It is a sign of insecurity.
It really is.
A man not comfortable in his shoes or feels like the woman could be taken over by some other men out there or something.
But it must be who he is. Because for you, if whatever you are scared of must be something that you possibly partake of. And they say a thief doesn't like to be stolen from. So when you're controlling, what are you fearing?
Yeah. And because they know how they steal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you fearing?
Yeah. And actually looking at men's mental health, and this is Men's Mental Health Month. Men go through a lot of trauma growing up, fatherlessness and many other things. And then those things are translated into the marriage setting.
The insecurity,
Yes, because sometimes a man wants to find a friend in you, wants to find a spouse in you, he wants to find his boys in you. So we end up overloading the lady with so many expectations when I need to be steaming off.
Absolutely.
Playing golf, watching football, gymming with other men.
Yes.
So those are the things you're trying to do.
Absolutely.
I think for me, one of the interesting toxic masculinity features I would want my boys not to have is playing macho and not being vulnerable.
Absolutely.
Because men, we want to appear when you've made it.
Exactly.
I don't know if you've seen that.
I've seen that. And I think initially my son is an emotional guy.
Yes.
In very nice ways. My son laughs until he cries.
Yes.
Which you don't see with most men.
Because we think crying is a weakness.
He laughs until he cries.
Yes.
But even when he's sad, he'll express it. And it's one thing I have to very deliberately let him, as opposed to tell him that men don't cry. Men don't do that. So I stay away from that toxic environment that tell boys not to cry, not to be vulnerable, not to be theirs. Because I've seen the men who've been in my life who've not been vulnerable. They've ended up messing up so much. And then when you dig deeper, some of the things that even bring a separation or a divorce is because they never communicated, because they didn't want to be vulnerable. And then the assumptions are...
Because they didn't want to look weak.
They didn't want to look weak. And at that point, how are you going down and I'm here with you? At what point does this partnership become you holding your own and me holding my own? So that vulnerability is one thing that I would tell men. Be vulnerable. If somebody has expectations that are unrealistic and you know you don't have that kind of money, why are you going down that road? Knowing very well you're getting yourself into debt, you're getting yourself into a rabbit hole that you'll never be able to climb out of. And a lot of men are going through that because macho, she wants this, I'm going to get it for her. She wants this, I'm going to get it. You're getting into debt because you can't be vulnerable enough to say, by the way,
I can't afford this.
I don't have this kind of money.
That's the best segue to looking at toxic femininity. Because the men are afraid to share who they are, to show their soft underbelly, because they feel judged, or they anticipate they will be judged because the society has put a very high bar on men. You need to provide, protect, do so much more, which is right. They need to provide and protect. But when you don't have money, you need to just say you don't have money or you don't have capacity. You need to grow this capacity, even in the workplace.
Right.
But now, what signals have you seen in the corporate scene or in the social setting that signals toxic femininity?
On the other hand, there are some very controlling women in the corporate space.
Yes.
And competitive. Competitive in a very negative way. I've worked under a toxic female boss. And I don't think I enjoyed the 4 years that I did. Because it was all like, everything was a competition. You come in, you're dressed in a particular way. It's a competition. Everything you do is a competition. If there's a compliment coming your way from a client, or it's a competition. So I think it's women who are...
You must have threatened her.
Yeah, but by just being me, not me trying to be somebody else. You see?
Yeah, being authentic, actually.
Being authentic, me being me, doing what I do. I can socialize like this. I met you guys, and within no time, it's like we had known each other before. So it's a gift.
It's a skill.
It's a skill, it's a gift, all that. So somebody looking from outside who has difficulties connecting with people can find that really annoying. That how is it that she gets people to like her and stuff? I don't go around asking people like me. But I find that people enjoy being around me, and they find me very likable. So and that
I can attest to that.
Exactly.
I've seen your influence over there.
And then it can become a pain point for somebody who thinks they should have that level of influence, but they don't. So I've seen that as a very toxic side where you get into a room as a woman, you're holding your own, you're not competing with somebody, but it's being taken like, who the hell does she think she is? She comes here, the room lights up and everybody starts. And that's how I see it. I come into a room and it lights up.
You are a proper sanguine.
I'm not, actually, no, I am not. I'm not a sanguine. My structured self cannot allow
you to be a sanguine.
To me to be a sanguine.
Or maybe
I am
tinge.
I think that I'm
splashes.
I'm very sociable, but I also withdraw and try to recharge. So and also it depends on the setting. I'm very passionate about health. So if you meet me in a healthcare setup, my goodness, I'm in my element. I'll move from this one to that one to that one to that one to that one. If you find me in a social setup, I might not have the same energy. So, but I adapt. And that ability to adapt annoys a lot of people, especially the women. They're like, she gets into a room, the energy shifts, and the shift is on her. And I'm like, I didn't even think.
You did not plan for it.
I didn't plan for it.
It naturally happens.
It naturally happens that when I come into a situation that was dead, I come back and I revive it and things work. And it's a gift. As much as you're saying it's a skill.
And I think many of us don't have the self-awareness of who they are. People have not taken stock of their talents and giftings. And those are the people who come from points of insecurities. Because they want to see themselves in you, but they're not that.
Exactly.
I like that. And would you agree or disagree when women want to change who they are? It's a point of toxic femininity in this sense. You're born in the tropics. You have melanin. Why would someone want to change?
You mean bleach?
Bleach, or not comfortable in their skin or with their feminine features. Do you think accepting is part of healthy femininity? How do we perceive beauty? Because of course we have not talked a lot about toxic femininity, but it's an area worth exploring. Or what other signs do you see out there? I feel we have got different women and men out there, and being a fitness enthusiast, I've noticed sometimes you find social media drives women to do crazy stuff. And some even go to crazy measures to just make sure they are looking good because of the pressure that the society has given us. We have been told that this is how beauty should be perceived. And you find our young girls out there are trying to please those young boys because the young boys have also been told this is the beauty you should look for. So we need to debunk those myths, and people need to dress their bodies, accept who they are. without. Anyway, that's my opinion, but I would like to hear what you think about that.
I think, like you rightfully put it, that our insecurities are projected into the world that we live in. I think that I have a daughter.
Yeah.
And I watch her and I see how she carries herself. And I think that most of the things we have as a community, as a society right now, positive or negative, can actually really be influenced at a very early age. Yeah. What do you want your daughter to become? Do you want her to be confident in the color of her skin and stuff like that?
Yeah.
And because if you, like now, if you told my daughter she's not beautiful, you would have a very rough day, because she possibly will not even look your way. She will not even listen to you.
Yeah.
Because she knows better already.
She will dismiss you.
She will never be that woman that wants a big bum because somebody said it's beautiful.
Yes.
And a small waistline.
Yeah.
Or a different tones of a skin color.
Yeah.
So for me, I think that we need to ground our children early enough so that the influence in the air, in the social media platforms and everything, it will be there. Peer pressure will be there. And beauty will be defined. But what is defined in a home setup always carries the day.
So I would like us to touch on another interesting topic within the same embers. And I would like to hear your view with regards to career development, and especially women and men in the workspace. And a good example is salary negotiation. The discussion of power has been so emotive in Kenya. Power has a new meaning in our political ecosystem. But do women have the agency in salary negotiation, especially when they want to climb the ladder? What is your thought, your experience?
I think generally that has been a pain point. Yes. And I think I was faced with moments in my career where I got to know that I was stepping into a role that was possibly a man before, held by a man before, and as soon as I stepped in, the salary went lower. Okay?
Yeah.
And I think I was just lucky to know before.
Yeah.
So that when I negotiated, I said, no, you can't pay me this. And not just because you paid the other person that, but because I know my worth. So it can be a tricky discussion. And especially when you're growing within the same organization.
Yes.
Whether man or woman, I feel like I've been a boss. So I know we are always trying to not give the maximum. I try to give the maximum, especially if the person is bringing the worth of the role.
If they deserve it.
If they deserve it.
Yes.
But to put a caveat there, I've seen instances where a man is being offered more for the same role. Maybe you're hiring two people.
Yes.
They are giving the man more than they're giving a woman.
Yeah.
And I think that's the traditional thought process of this woman, the husband must be somewhere earning more.
Yes.
And this man has more responsibilities because he's a provider. I still think of it that way.
Yes.
But I also think that women are becoming more and more aware of the salary negotiation issues, and they're taking charge.
Yeah.
So I think being able to articulate your worth is the best gift you can give to yourself.
Yeah.
Even at a young age.
Yeah.
Don't just negotiate a salary because you're thinking about your rent and the things that you need to pay.
Yeah.
What are you bringing to the table? If what you're bringing to the table is worth 150,000, don't allow somebody to pay you 80. But also on the other hand, you can't bring 80 and expect to be paid 150 just because you're a man or just because you're stepping into a role. So understanding the role, understanding what you bring is very important in terms of salary negotiations.
Understanding your value.
Understanding your value.
And I think women have been getting the short end of the stick because they have been socialized to be meek and quiet and
humble.
Not ask.
Yes.
And sometimes humility can be misconceived to be
absolutely
submission when you need to be speaking your mind.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
And I think that's what we need to do for the girl child.
Absolutely.
And so that now the boy child who is on the other side is also able to handle a woman who is also empowered and not see the empowerment as a threat, but really as a way of growing the economies together and the workplaces together, looking at each other as thought partners.
Absolutely.
I would like to ask you my last question. And if you could advise society on what to preserve and what to abandon. As we raise the next generations,
yes,
what would you want us to keep?
I think we need to really focus on values, right? Like respect. I feel that we are losing it.
Yes.
And we are losing it in a very, very scary manner.
Yeah.
Because children can be taught to be assertive. They can be taught to speak their mind.
Yeah.
They can be taught to do so many things.
Yes.
But if it is not done in a respectful environment and in a respectful way,
yeah,
it waters down the whole point of being assertive. Because then the reaction on the other side of somebody who's feeling disrespected is that they have a wall and a barrier to listen or to action and do what they are being asked to do, especially by children.
Yeah.
So I think that respect is one of the biggest values that I see eroding right now.
And by the way, Miles Monroe, one of the biggest writers on what men need, they say that men's first need is not even sex.
No, it's respect.
It is respect.
Yes.
Followed by companionship.
Yeah.
Anyway, go ahead. Any other values you need to preserve?
So respect is one. I think we also really need to have a sense of responsibility.
Yeah.
People, it's every other person's responsibility and not yours.
Yes.
So we are not taking responsibility of our actions, and we are also teaching the children to project the same.
Yeah.
So people need to be accountable.
Yeah.
When you're holding other people accountable, are you accountable yourself?
Yeah.
You're in a home setup. Are you a husband that can be held accountable to your whatever your responsibilities are, whether it's a husband, as a father, as the leader of the home in the African way?
Yes.
I think that we've all lost our sense of most of us have lost a sense of responsibility.
Yeah.
There's a lot of delegation to teachers, a lot of delegation to house helps. And instead of taking charge and leadership and responsibility in our homes, we expect that somebody else is going to do it.
Yeah.
Look at the incidences right now in the schools.
Yeah.
I mean,
even
children
the most recent one.
burning a school. And now to even make it worse, burning their fellow students during, then at night when they are asleep.
Yes.
Honestly, I know it can be a very controversial, a very touchy topic, but I would want to examine really what is happening in the homes of such children.
Yeah.
Where are the fathers?
We have relegated parenting to schools.
To schools.
We are not parenting
anymore. We are not
anymore.
parenting. We are busy chasing whatever we are chasing
Yes.
that doesn't seem to add any value to our children.
Yes.
And that's why the results of us not being present, taking responsibility and grounding our children, you can see them.
And you know, it takes a village to raise a child.
Absolutely.
And by the way, right now, because I was a little bit late today, a friend of mine called and just brought my kids who are just here looking at me because I could not make it.
Absolutely.
And these are the values that are highly threatened right now, where people are not taking care of each other.
Absolutely.
We become so individualistic, so materialistic.
Exactly.
When we need to be our brothers and sisters keepers.
Communal.
Those are the values we need to keep.
Absolutely.
African culture.
African culture.
Ubuntu. I am because you are.
Yes. Absolutely.
And that is our social capital.
That's our social capital. In fact, the richest person in the room is not the one with a lot of money. It's the one who has a social network that the minute they are in need, they can activate and they don't have to move.
Yeah.
You've just had your friend drop the children.
Yes.
You didn't move.
I didn't.
Do you know what? You would have been struggling, thinking about Uber. They're underage. Who's gonna, so there's so much that we are chasing that is actually not as important.
Yeah.
What we need each other. Men and women, we need each other more than before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when people do the right thing at the right time, in the right way, we shall have a better society.
Absolutely.
And you mentioned we need to abandon some rigid stereotypes.
Yes.
Controlling type.
Yes.
Anything else we need to abandon? Gender-based violence.
Yeah, gender-based violence.
We should not see men slapping women.
No, never. And
boys
vice versa.
fighting girls. Or vice versa.
Or vice versa.
Or boys fighting boys.
Absolutely.
Men fighting men. People should be able to express themselves.
Express yourself. Say what you want to say.
Yes.
The way it is received really is not up to you.
Yes.
So don't say, I didn't say it because I was afraid how it would be received. But if you had said it, you'd have avoided the mistake or the big issue we are dealing with. So I think that bottom line, You know Babyface?
Yes.
The musician. I love Babyface very much. This song, A Simple Days, says he bring back the simple times of yesterday when a man was a man and a friend was a friend. I live in the simplest of days. Because when you live in simple days, the smallest little things then amount to the biggest things in your life. Simplify life. Stop fighting. Men fighting women. If we were not meant to coexist, we wouldn't be in the same space.
Absolutely. And I think there's not a better place to stop the show on right that point. That we need to bring back simplicity. We need to bring back the value system. And if there's any presidential candidate out there who wants to go there and convince Kenyans, how I wish we could rally on the premise of the value system. Because we need to restructure and restore the values we've lost.
Absolutely.
As a community. And actually, Carol Banks, we can export our social capital to the world. Because if you look at the mental health issues, people are becoming more and more individualistic. We are addicted to these phones. We are no longer talking to one another. And that's why we have all this confusion and ambiguity on who should do what.
Absolutely.
Any last words, Carol Banks? You know, I love this conversation, and I want to stop here by saying the reason I'm keen on some of these things, my daughter saw a billboard, and the reason I was asking you about bleaching, she was like, Mom, talking to her mom, can I use those?
The products.
Because I think I'll be more beautiful.
Wow.
So you find the ecosystem is telling us to do so many things that are not defining. That's not how you define manhood or, womanhood. It goes beyond into character. There are bigger things that you need to look at.
Absolutely.
The topic is so heavy.
And
so I really appreciate that you've come here. You have debunked so many myths, and I look forward to more conversations with you. Your last words.
I think let us return to grounding. At the home. Everything you see, the leadership you see out there, it's a reflection of what is in our homes. So I don't shout about politicians and how they behave. I shout more about the behaviors I see early in people's children that they are not arresting and dealing with at that point. Because what we don't know is that small little behavior it becomes amplified as we move to the schools, to the workplace, to the community, and ultimately to the big offices that you see in this country. So if I was to give leadership advice, I would say fix your homes.
Well said. Martin Luther King Jr. said, if everybody sweeps their front yard and backyard, at the end of the day, we shall have a clean community, clean households. Clean neighborhood. Clean world. Carol Banks, you've nailed it. We celebrate you. Keep conquering, keep mentoring, keep influencing and being a trailblazer in health, but also in raising our men and women to accentuate healthy masculinity, healthy femininity, and we want to bash toxic stuff. Keep it here, keep it locked. This is 360 Shift podcast, where we shift narratives, we shift mindsets, and we're shifting the needle where human beings can flourish towards Vision 2030. Thank you.